Hey, my Lipton. So oh my gosh, I think I said it like since like last week or 2 weeks ago that I was gonna do a video, a movie review, a film review of Nagina. Nagina, yeah. And I know I'm late. I'm late. I had to take a few days off after I did my Pink Friday 2 review, but I wanted to come and do this video because I really need to start really getting into like my Hindi film bag and start doing more and more reviews. And I know I keep saying it, but I keep procrastinating. But I just want to keep doing more and more. Now, if y'all are new to this channel, you would know that like I am a huge Bollywood like ZTV shows fan. Like I grew up watching the ZTV shows. I grew up watching Bollywood films. If you guys are interested, because there are some new people, there are some new subscribers, and by the way, I want to thank you all so much for getting me up to 700 subscribers. I appreciate you all so much, and welcome to the channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. The goal is to get up to 1,000, but as of right now, let's get up to 800. Let's keep the channel growing. But if y'all are new to my channel, you would know that I am a fan of Bollywood films, and I mostly do more reviews of like, like films from back in the day or films that I grew up watching or films that, that occurred recently, but, it's something that I'm a fan of because I don't watch the newer stuff, the new releases, because I feel like it doesn't have the same kind of aura and edge like the old films, like something like a Nagina has. But first, if you guys are interested in watching some of my older reviews on Bollywood films and ZTV shows, y'all can go to my channel. So this is my channel, okay? And here is my Bollywood movie slash ZTV shows review playlist. I have so many reviews up here. I discuss why Bollywood films are not the same anymore. I discuss Chori Chori Chupke. I discuss, so many. Jodha Akbar is one of my favorite TV shows, one of my favorite movies. Love it so much. I discuss Gachani. I discuss so many things concerning the Hindi film industry, concerning songs. The last film review that I did was on Hum Dil Chuke Sanam. It was one of my favorite films that I grew up watching. You have Dar here. So I definitely recommend you guys to definitely go and check it out if you guys are new to the channel. Go give it a listen. Go see what I have to say. I talk about Itras, Dar, Sangam, Mughal Azam. I discuss all those films. So if y'all are interested in going to watch, go, my playlist is there. Bollywood movie stars ZTV shows playlist on Ronnie Lipton channel. Please subscribe and y'all can get what y'all want. But let's talk about this review. So first of all, let me just say this. I am like, first of all, if we're talking about like growing up, childhood films that I've watched growing up that I was introduced to, this apart from like Gitar or Sita, and I might do a review on that one too, that film too. The other one is Nagina. Nagina is one of my favorite Hindi films of all time. Now, let me just say this. The plot might be cheesy, it might be a little bit corny, but it still brings me the same kind of nostalgia, the same kind of emotions it does now as an adult as the same way it did when I was a child. So, first of all, the people starring in this film, the main stars, obviously Sridevi, Rishikapoor. And I know a lot of y'all are probably like, oh, maybe some people, some of them, like, when they see Rishi Kapoor or Sridevi as a couple in a film, they mostly, or when they talk about those two in a film, they usually say Chandni first, because Chandni was more so like of like the blockbuster film that's Rishi Kapoor and Sridevi have done. But really, you know, for me personally, I always think of Nagina first because I feel like that's how I was introduced to Rishi Kapoor and Sridevi as a hero and heroine couple on the film. And this movie was also a hit. Let's not get it twisted. This film was a hit. Okay, it definitely brought in a lot of numbers, and according to what I've read, right? According to what I've read, it was actually a surprise that this movie actually became the hit that it became because of what on paper, people, the writers, the director, the producers of the film were saying that, this sounds cheesy as hell. Like, it sounds, it's corny. But when they ended up executing the film and, putting a camera on it, bringing in the actors, the actresses, the songs in this film is they're just like amazing. Like, Balma, like, like, it's just like there's so many great songs in this film that I recommend you guys to definitely go listen to. And the way that Sridevi is like the star in this film, like she did the damn thing in this film, the dance moves, the expressions in her face, like she delivered, and we have to give her props for that. And um as like, they were surprised that this film did what it did because of how cheesy the plot was. And they ended up making, I don't know, like sequels or prequels or whatever. Not sequels, but like they try to recreate the magic that Nagina did, but it didn't really do that well. Because this one is the original. No one, everybody says like nobody can beat the original. So basically, just to give a quick overview about Nagina and what this film is about. So basically, it has to do with Raj. So basically, Raj came back from Europe, and after what 18 years or something like that, he came back, and he left when he was a child due to his mother wanting to protect him because he got bit by a snake. And I don't want to really put too many spoilers out there if you guys haven't watched it. Like, he got bit by a snake, and then Sridevi's character, whose name is Rajini, who is a shape-shifting cobra snake, basically her partner is the one that saved Raj's life. So basically Rajini's partner gave up his life to save Raj's life. So therefore, a debt needs to be paid. So then, the mother knew that, and the mother ended up taking Raj and making sure that he goes away to Europe so that he doesn't get involved in any of the stuff over here at this temple, the snake temple, and all those different things. So he ends up coming back because I think mom thinks that all is safe, all is good. And I keep saying Rishi. Raj ends up, finding his way back to this same temple where he got bit by the snake. He was very interested because he was hearing a lot of like siren noises, music, humming. So, and that's where the song, oh my God, I don't want to butcher the name of the song because it's one of my favorite songs. It's one of my favorite entry, songs on this movie. Hold on, y'all. Let me go look it up real quick so that I don't, butcher the song, because it really goes to show you how much, Hindi soundtracks back in the day was so much better. Like, Bol Bisiri, like, was the entrance song, and the way Sir Devi, like her aura and the way that she was carrying that song with her acting was just so beautiful. So that's how he was introduced to Rajini, and he's mesmerized by her. He wants to be with her and that sort of thing, but the mom is just like, oh no, I don't think that's a good idea. I want you to marry this other person, and it's a whole thing. Just fast forwarding. But Raj and Rajini ended up getting married, and and at first Rajini, we're not going to say her and act as if Rajini didn't have her little intentions and her motives for why she wanted to marry Raj, but she did end up loving him and falling in love with him and that sort of thing. And she wants to protect him. She wants to protect him from, you know, the daughter's father daughter's father, the okay, so Roger's mother wanted him to get married to somebody else. So when he rejected that proposal, the father of that girl wants to kill Raj because he's like, oh well, you didn't want to marry my daughter and blah blah blah. So Rajan is just shape shifting into a snake, trying to do all her dance moves. That's where Balma Balma to Balma Hamid. Like that's when that song comes in, and that song is oh my gosh, I love that song. I love that song. I personally love that Balma song more than I love Me Teri Dushman. No shade, no shade. मैं तेरी दुश्मन दुश्मन तो मेरा That's my song. Actually, let me just say this. I love all the songs on this thing, but I think Balmain is just one of my favorite songs. Um, so yeah, so that's where they get into that. And then, you know, here comes this priest. Here comes this priest, played by Amrish Puri. And he's from the temple. He's like the snake charmer. He likes to do the instruments. He Raj's mom brings him into the home, and then the priest tells the mom, "Oh my God, I can sense evil in your house. I can sense it. There's something wrong here." So then Rajani comes out. She sees the priest, and she's like, "Oh shit." Like, that's basically she can sense that, well, she can tell, well, she knows him, and she knows that, like, if he starts playing that flute, if he starts playing that instrument, she's gonna be out here popping it, dancing, acting like a snake, and she don't want that. So basically, the priest gives Raj's mom a warning, like, hey, like, you need to watch your back, because I don't know what daughter-in-law you brought into your house. Okay, I don't know what kind of shape-shifting devil that you brought into your house, but you need to watch your back. So ever since then, Raj's mom has been on Rajani's ass. Like, she's just like, oh my God, like, she's evil, she's this, she's that. And then Rajani, one time, I think Rajani just had enough. She was just like, listen, Mami G, she was like, Ami Jan, you listen. I get why you're upset with me, and she kind of tells the mom the truth. And she's like, listen, like, at the end of the day, I'm not here to harm Raj. I'm here to protect him. I love him and that sort of thing. And Raj's mom is just like, to her face, she was like, oh, yeah, yeah. But then, in her mind, Raj's mom is just like, oh, no, I got to get this girl out of here. She's going to try to kill my son. She's just going to try to ruin my family. So she calls the priest back and have the priest, get this snake, this shape-shifting devil out of here. Child, they start playing, and then that's when the Meteru Dushman song comes in. Another hit, Sridevi she did it so beautifully in that film. That whole scene, and Raj is just like, he's just not understanding what the hell is going on. There's been so many things that have happened, and he sees Rajani dancing, and Raj comes in and smacks the shit out of him. Oh my God, I was so pissed when he did that. I was like, why are you slapping Rajani? But I can understand why. But at the same time, I was like, oh my God, don't do that. But yeah, he slaps her. She ends up running away. The priest ends up running away. He wants to go kill her, and the priest wants to kill both of them. They get into it. They're fighting. The priest ends up stabbing himself by accident on that long spear thing, almost as if it's like King Triton's spear. Okay, like, why do you have that spear? So he ends up doing that. Rajani tries to save the priest's life. I'm like, girl, why are you trying to save the priest's life? Like, this priest was playing in your face this whole time. So he did that, and then the mom ends up dying too. Mommy G ends up dying too. So I think, and then by like towards the end, Rajani ends up, I don't know, he took away her shape-shifting power or something like that. But yeah, as you can tell by words, by me trying to rapidly discuss this movie, it sounds like, girl, I know y'all gonna be like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? What kind of film is this? But honestly, truly, if y'all go watch, and this is the priest that's just trying to, was trying to destroy Rajani and trying to take her out, just, and this is the spear that he died with, his own spear. Okay, y'all see this King Triton spear right here? This is what he tried to do. He tried to kill my sis. But yeah, on paper, it sounds crazy, but like, acted out, it looks really, really good. All the performances were so great. Um, excuse me. Like I said before, I thought that Rishi Kapoor, and I wish that they would have done a lot more films. And I know they did a couple. They did a couple, definitely, but I wish they could have done a lot more films. Just some background information on the backstage things that happened within this film. Basically, during this film, it was very difficult for Sridevi, because she had to put on contacts, because she has brown eyes, but here you can see she has blue eyes, and they said that, like, when she kept those on for so long, her eyes were like red shot, like bloody, because it's like she had to keep it on for so long. But they said that she kept on acting, And especially during this film, apparently, uh Sridevi and Rishikapoor barely spoke to each other. Like, they didn't speak because they said that Sridevi was a very, very quiet woman. Like, she didn't speak much, and it had nothing to. And they made it very clear that, listen, like, that it has nothing to do with her being arrogant or big headed. It's just that, one, there was somewhat of a language barrier there because Sridevi was from the south, and I don't know if she's a Telugu or Tamali. I'm not sure. Please tell me in the comment section. But her Hindi wasn't her first language, so she kind of struggled with that a little bit. But what's so crazy? Watching this film, watching Sir Davies films, you will never even notice that because it's like she speaks it so well. So I was actually surprised that she did struggle with speaking Hindi. But like, there was a language barrier, and that they did say that she was a very, very quiet person, and a lot of people thought that, oh, she's so big headed, but no, like, it's just like she just didn't like to communicate with people. It's just like she just kept to herself. And there was this one scene, and I love this. I love hearing about this. It says here that Rishi Kapoor, so her and Rishi, they were shooting a scene together, and they were in close proximity with each other, and then suddenly the camera ran out of the film magazine. So then apparently Rishi and Sridevi were in close, they stayed in the position that they were in, even though like it was like a cut thing, but they didn't want to move because like they just wanted to continue the scene. But they just stood there, and then they said that, oh, it was a little bit awkward. It was some silence, and then all of a sudden, Sridevi looked at Rishi Kapoor and was like, "I've seen your Kill Men 4 times." And then Rishi Kapoor apparently said that he was flustered in that moment. He didn't know what to. He was like, "Huh? You actually talked to me?" Like, and then he was like, "Oh, thank you. You dance very well." And that was like the extent of the conversation within this film. So I thought that was adorable. You know, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and this is what I wrote on uh on my TikTok. You guys can go find my TikTok as well. But it is sad because it's like, well, one, first of all, Sridevi and Rishi Kapoor passed away. Rishi Kapoor passed away, I believe, of cancer. He was battling cancer, which is unfortunate. And Sridevi passed away. And I remember when she passed away, because I remember the news of it, and I was in complete and utter shock because I couldn't believe it because she was so young. Like, it is like, when I mean young, I'm like, what was she, like, in her 50s, if I'm not mistaken? I'm like, and it wasn't even like she looked unhealthy. She's anything, it's like, it came out of nowhere. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Sid Davies' death has still not has not sit right with me, like, in my spirit. Like, her death, the way she passed away, and some of the things that they were saying, like what came out of Bonnie Kapoor's mouth, her husband, the Dubai PD, whatever you want to call them, because she passed away in Dubai or something like that, and she was in the bathtub or something, like alcohol. Like, I'm just like, that whole thing. And I don't mean to go into like conspiracy theory vibe here in this review, but it's just, her death has not sit in right with my spirit. And listen, I don't want to go into it. It's because it is weird. It is weird that once she passed away, all of a sudden here comes her daughter, Janvi Kapoor, wanting to be in films, and all these different things. Because it's just like, first of all, from what I've read, I think that Sridevi didn't even want her daughter to be in films like that to begin with. So that's that. And then all of a sudden, when she passes away, oh yeah, now she's in films. It's just, and then Bonnie Kapoor, and the fact that, apparently, from what they said, from what I've read, they're saying that, before they can even really do a coroner's report or something like that, or to do an investigation, they immediately cremated the body and then had her, and that was it. They didn't even give it time to really be investigative. But like, I don't know. It's just, and I get it. Maybe the police like, oh, they ruled it out to be like, oh, she consumed alcohol and she sat in the tub and then she just, you know, it was hard for her to. I don't know. Her death has. All I'm saying is that her death has not sitting right with my spirit. That's all I'm gonna say. And I don't mean to get any to get conspiratorial on this channel. But it's just like for someone, because she was 54 years old. Okay, this woman, when you look at her, she does not look like an unhealthy person. You know, and Boney Kapoor, I don't know. It's just like the whole thing is shady to me. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Like Sridevi, I don't know, her dynamic with Boney Kapoor, and now all of a sudden now her, you know, they didn't even give it time for them to really thoroughly give it a good investigation. I mean, they ruled it out, but it's like as like, oh, alcohol, I don't know, alcohol consumption or something like that. They said that later revealed that traces of alcohol were found in her body and the water was found in her. So I don't know, maybe you know, they're saying that it's an accidental drowning thing is what they said. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe. I feel, or maybe it could be true, but it's just not the full story. But either way, may she rest in peace. She's dearly missed. She was a great actress. Rishi Kapoor, you know, Rishi Kapoor was very outspoken. You know, very outspoken person. You know, he was not afraid of anything. Even though sometimes some of the things were a little bit embarrassing for him to say as a father, as a man, as a father, and all those different things. You know, Rishi Kapoor's son, Ranbirkapoor, is also in films. He's been a successful actor. You know, Rishi Kapoor is one of those Kapoors where I've watched as a child. So I was also sad to see him go. I will say this though, it is weird that these Kapoors, like, it's just like they're just taking out like flies. Like it's just like, I don't know if it's also like the weight thing, because you know, I think in the Kapoor family too, they do struggle with weight a lot, and not to be disrespectful. I don't want to be disrespectful, but Rishi Kapoor was like how old when he died? And it's like when I be seeing him, or when I see even Raj Kapoor, his father. Raj Kapoor died, and it's like when I'm looking at Raj Kapoor when he died back in the 80s, I'm seeing that like Dilip Kumar passed away like what 2-3 years ago. It's like I be thinking sometimes like these people can also, they should have been here. You know, they should have lived long lives. It's just unfortunately poor choices. You know, so it's sad. It's a sad thing, but you know, we missed them. We missed them. We missed both of these two, and hopefully their souls rest in peace. But yeah, please tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get up to 700 subscribers. And I will see you guys, for any of you guys that are fans of the Hindi film industry reviews that I do on this channel, or the ZTV reviews that I do on this channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, friends.